2 weeks in a row doing new makeup releases. I guess the stars really are aligning, but there are so many things going on right now, especially in the indie community. And I really wanted to come back and talk about the new things that have been released, announced in the sneak peek. And I want to chat about what I want to pick up, what I've already picked up, what I have my eye on, and what I'm not interested in whatsoever. I also want to check back with you on Marc Jacobs Beauty, because now it's available and I have some thoughts. And it might be unpopular thoughts, but I realized reading through some of the comments that I left some parts out last time I talked about it, and I want to talk about it again. Before we get into the new makeup releases, I quickly wanted to let you know that if you are part of my membership here on YouTube, tier 2 or tier 3, we will have our member Zoom call together this weekend on Sunday. I will leave all the information about that in the community posts that are visible again for the members in tier 2 or tier 3. So definitely check back on the community post if you want to be part of the Zoom call that is happening this Sunday. If you want to join in my membership, there's always information down below. It's either the button next to the subscribe button or a link in the description box where you can read up more about what you're getting. It's going to be a lot of tutorials, emojis that you can use in the comments. And tier 2 and tier 3, we do have Zoom calls that we will chat about life every month. So that's going to happen this Sunday. Definitely check it out down below. Now let's get this show on the road. So this video does not have a sponsor. Maybe I'm the sponsor. Hello, my own indie brand. It's called Singe Beauty, and we also have a release today, the 29th of May, noon Central Time. We will be launching, I have it here in front of me because I'm clearly wearing it today. We will be launching the Huldra palette, and also I'm wearing the Office Siren lashes. I will pop up some pictures and some swatches so that you can see it, but we will be launching the new collection today on May 29th. Super, super excited, of course. If you didn't know, this is my own brand, Singe Beauty. I will try and remember and leave the reveal video down below where I go through the theming, why the theming, what it means to me, all the shades and the different formulas and all of that. And we will also be restocking Paisley Hoot. It's been out of stock for quite some time. I know also I've been talking so much, and that's something that I forgot to talk about that in the reveal video, but we've been talking so much on this channel about makeup regulations, things that are getting banned, things that are getting, like, you know, pushed out of the beauty community, ingredients that are getting swapped out for others. And I know one thing that is being kind of, I don't know exactly what is going on. I used to work with makeup, like regulatory safety, not my main thing, but it was definitely part of my job description when I worked with my office job for 8 years. And one of the things are getting banned, or maybe it's, I don't even know right now, because I see a lot of products coming out with talc right now, but talc is about, from what I've heard, this might be the grace period though, where, listen, I don't know, in the EU, no more talc. So I decided for Singe Beauty that all the products that are coming out from now on are going to be talc free, including restocks. So both Succulent Dew and the Huldra are talc free, and the restock of Paisley Hoot is also talc free. That's why the restock actually took a little bit longer than I wanted, because I was very adamant. I've been working on the reformulation, but it's actually not a reformulation, which is the main thing, that I was very adamant that it needs to be talc free, but it needs to feel, work, perform, wear exactly like the formula before. So it's coming back in the same great formula, and I have not heard a single person say that, like, oh, Succulent Dew is like a new formula. My shimmers have always been talc free though. It is the mattes that are not talc free. But I know some people have been asking me, and I guess I haven't been clear enough. I've been talking about all these brands that have been reformulating to remove talc, and of course my brand is also one of those brands. So slowly but surely we will reformulate, but if it's something that I am restocking, it will now be talc free. Definitely check on the website, but all products that have come out this year and all restocks from now on are definitely going to be talc free. But I also want you to know that I am very adamant. Formula needs to be perfect, which is why sometimes my releases come out a little bit more seldom than I would like, because I am a perfectionist. But I will leave a link to Singe Beauty down below. Of course, you can check out my own beauty brand, because I am, of course, extremely excited and extremely proud about this release. So please let me know what you think. I'm wearing an all matte look today. I'm actually only wearing 3 mattes from this palette, which is this one, and this one, just like the 2 light shades, and then the murky one. That is Warden, Secret, and Entrance. I've heard a lot of people call it Entrance, and I find it so interesting because it's nobody's fault. It's the English language's fault. Why do you have 2 words that are spelled the same, mean two different things, and are pronounced two different ways. Like, make it make sense, English. Like, I have a bone to pick with you. But I'm only wearing those 3 shades and Office Siren on my eyes. So let me scoochie to the side. Oh my god, is this okay? I think I'm okay. Let me actually talk about, okay, so I have some things here in front of me. Let me first talk about, I see it over here, the new Nomad release that is coming. They've given some sneak peeks, and this one is being revealed tomorrow on Saturday. If I have time tomorrow, Friday, I will film a quick video, like just swatching, going through, maybe showing you one look, because you will know when you see what this launches why this maybe doesn't warrant a like a 2 or 3 like look video, but I still want to show you because I love Nomad. Nomad is one of my favorite indie brands. I've been with them for forever, and they are literally the sweetest people out there. So this is being revealed tomorrow, and I think it's launching either Monday or Tuesday next week. So keep your eye open if you're interested in seeing what that one is. The next one that I have in front of me is the DeDe Signature. This one has been revealed. I haven't swatched mine yet. I literally got it. It looks beautiful. There's also a primer included in this one. It's like a sparkle primer. Very excited to try that one. I do have a few things either coming my way or that has already been like arrived here. I am toying with the idea of doing a 3 palettes, 3 looks. I always am like, there's so much work, and I worry that people are not interested in them, but they're always the videos that pick up views over time. And when I ask people, when I meet them in real life, or when I talk to you in the DMs and I ask you what are your favorite videos, people always mention those. So maybe I shouldn't give up on them because I like doing them, you like seeing them. So I'm toying with the idea of doing one of those simply because there are so many indie releases coming out right now, and honestly, I love them all. There's also a new indie release coming from Cosmetica. That one I don't have with me. I did get some credits at Monolith, so I can pick it up at Monolith. It is launching, I'm pretty sure, on Monolith, I want to say Sunday. It's launching on Monolith. I think I'm going to pick it up there then, and I want to do, again, a look with that one. It is a collaboration with, let me double check. I think it's a collaboration with, she said, her social media manager, if I'm not totally mistaken, which I think is absolutely adorable. I love the way that they probably, you know, worked together, became friends, shared ideas, and they were like, we should actually do something together. I freaking love it. So this one is called, it's with Multichromatica, and it is a, what is it called? Cosmic Cove. See, this is the thing. This is giving me, and I mean that in a loving way, this is giving me old school indie vibes, which is the bright, almost rainbow, leaning a little bit neon. Back when indie brands were not afraid to just be like, we're gonna release whatever we want because nobody else is. And I've seen swatches of this palette and it looks delicious. So I'm very excited to be picking this one up. I think there's some nail polishes in this line as well. I don't know if the nail polishes will reach Monolith. I do get my nails done at a salon. It's time to redo them. I'm going on vacation with my bestie and my mom soon, and I really need to redo my nails before then. Otherwise they are gonna fall off because they are hanging on by a thread right now. But I'm very excited about this one. That's what I'm saying. It could be, because again, I think I might do a video on the Nomad. I do have the DeDe Signature here. I have another palette here with me as well. I'm looking at it, but this brand has not even announced that they're releasing something new. So I'm not even going to tell you what brand it is. Just know that there's another one. I feel like that meme. Another one. I feel like I'm that TikTok. And then the Fantasy Cosmetica one. And then, of course, the Blend Money Cosmetics. But again, I might do a dedicated video on the Blend Money Cosmetics one. By the way, I think my affiliate code Agnieszka works at Nomad Cosmetics, it works at DeDe Signature, it works at Fantasy Cosmetica, it also works at Blend Money. You can always try my code Agnieszka at checkout and you might get a discount. You probably will get a discount. This is the new, oh my god, I actually googled before because I'm like, do I know what this is? Do I know what this is? I mean, I'm not, okay, let me rephrase. I think I'm pretty fluent in English, but of course there's always going to be pockets of information or vocabulary that you just don't know because you've never been like, I don't even know if I know what this is in Swedish, if I'm gonna be honest, but this is Psilocybin. Psilocybin. Oh my god. Now it's me. It's me and Deandra and Nicole. We're just making up names as we go. But this is Psilocybin, and this is Psilocybin, if I'm not mistaken. It is the psychedelic ingredient. I'm using that very loosely, in mushrooms. That is like the psychedelic part. And this is basically a half cool tone neutral, half super bright, almost acid brights. I looked at that green and orange row and went, it's so delicious. I love it. And then those like almost the periwinkle blue purple row, I think it's beautiful. So this one is also being sent my way. And I know that I talked to Maggie and she did say that she was going to include the pieces from the masterclass that was released that I didn't get because I was in the middle of move. And I literally told her, I'm like, don't send me anything. I'm a mess. I think actually I might have said I'm a mess. So I think I'm getting the bronzer sculpt palette as well. So I'm thinking maybe like a full video, just like, swatching through it, using it, letting you know my thoughts about it. It's on its way to me. Again, I'm in Italy now, so it takes a little bit longer for things to get here, but I'm very excited because again, 2/3 of this palette looks straight up my alley. The cool tone neutrals, I bet they're beautiful, but that's not my drive. It's not the journey that I'm on. But again, I understand who they're for. It's just not me, which happens sometimes. But those other shades, it's that like acid trip summer that I'm hoping to have. What am I saying? Don't demonetize me. I am not hoping. I am having an Italian summer over here. But maybe sprinkled with acid trip colors, not the actual acid. Don't demonetize me, okay? One more indie release. Has this indie brand actually announced something, or am I giving it away? Let me double check. Okay, so they haven't done anything, but they did change their logo, and we all know what what that means. Changing your logo means a new release. We know that, right? I'm not spoiling anything. Am I forgive me. But I do have a PR package coming my way from Beauté Bar, and I think, I'm not 100% sure because like I didn't remind her, because you will never find me begging for makeup, but she did say that she's gonna include the Beauté Bar's collab with Freya. So talented. This is very cool tone though, but I know a bunch of you were looking for my view on this, like my thoughts on this. If this is included in the PR package, I'll do a full video and I'll do both collections in one. If it's not, no hard feelings. I mean, literally, my head is full, up in the clouds. It's been so crazy. If it's not, I do know that something new is coming because, like I said, I do have a PR package coming up, and it was the exact same with Beauté Bar. They literally asked me, do you want me to send you the Freya, or are things a little crazy right now? And I think I answered back to her as well. I'm a mess. Just hold on. They also are having a shipping pause right now, and it's basically says we're taking some time off to spend with family and get ready for an exciting new launch. See, I'm not giving it away. We will not be shipping orders from June 1 to 10th. So they're definitely not releasing anything there. It's going to be later in June then, I guess. Last day to place an order, blah, 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 blah. You can always check back on their Instagram if you want to get some more information about that. But yeah, they're having a shipping break the first 10 days of June. So I'm guessing the new collection will launch after that. So is there any more indie releases that I wanted to talk about? Oh, of course, now we have seen Epic Beauty. I did do a dedicated video on this launch. I was very, very grateful to be part of the reveal and launch strategy of this brand. And I did have a video on this last Sunday. So if you want to go back and see my swatches and my thoughts about this palette and 2 different looks, definitely check back on Sunday's video. And the palette is launching, I'm pretty sure on the 31st. Yes, on the 31st. I do have a discount code with them as well. You can use code Agnieszka, but it will not work the first few days of the launch. That's how they usually do when they have launches. All the information about that as well will also be in the launch video that I had. I'll try to remember and leave it down below. Otherwise, it was last Sunday's video. Beautiful, beautiful palette. More of that like high shine. I don't want to say texture, but more like visible sparkles. Some of the shades are a little bit more on the emollient side. Think similar formula to like Beauté Bar and what Ensley Rain used to have back when I was reviewing them. The kind of shades that sometimes crease on me, even though I will say the shades that I used in my video did not crease on me, but some of them felt a little bit more on the emollient side. Ooh, we have so many things to talk about Glaminatrix as well. Glaminatrix is doing almost like a little bit of a relaunch, just revisiting some of their old palette in new exciting packaging, and I think that's amazing. I'm pretty sure I talked about Into the Night before. Look at how delicious this is looking. Absolutely beautiful. This one is also launching on the 31st. You can use my code Agnieszka at Glaminatrix as well. They also said that they are going to be relaunching Sandra Rose. Don't know if this is going to look exactly the way that it looked before. They've only given a sneak peek. I will put up a picture of how Sandra Rose looked back in the day. Absolutely beautiful palette. I don't know if I still own both of these palettes or if they're like old and I have decluttered them, but Glaminatrix has always had amazing quality and I'm super excited to see these come back. She also hinted at a new palette and she showed me, so this is how, when you're working with a designer, same with me, I have an artist that draws the art for my palettes, and then I have a packaging designer that puts the art together and does all the text and all the, she like designed my logo, she does all the, how do you put it in to make it look appealing on the packaging. She does all the work with the packaging, and this is how the file looks when they send it to you for approval. Does this look good? So I find it really interesting that Glaminatrix is showing us the file like this. You see those lines that are on here? Those are not lines that are going to be on the packaging. Those are lines to show the factory where it's being like folded, where the packaging is being folded. This one does not have on though. Maybe they will have, maybe they won't. Usually they will have different color layers to show different special effects. Like on the Huldra, for example, when I sent in this file, it would have a different color, not copper, but it would have like maybe a bright pink to show like, oh, this is where we want to print with copper. Just maybe like a behind the scenes to explain to you like what you're actually seeing here. So this one says The Muse, loving the theme. It's almost like giving mystical scrapbook clip art, like, you know, when you were, I don't know, am I aging myself? And I was a kid, I used to like cut out cute pictures and glue them together and make my own little collages, and this is giving me that in the best way possible. Absolutely loving the vibe of this one. And it does say our graphic designer has finished designing the packaging for our next palette in our archetype collection, The Muse. This time I want to create it with you all. So this is going to be a team effort. I'll make lots of follow-up posts regarding choosing shades, etc. for you to vote on. So if you want to be part of the process, definitely follow Glaminatrix over at Instagram. The Muse represents inspiration, creativity, beauty, emotion, and the magic of being deeply moved by something. So she's basically asking, like, what does that mean to you? Is it dreamy and ethereal, dark and moody, romantic and floral, celestial and cosmic? Like, she's giving all of these different, like what do you think? And it says, comment 3 colors you need to see, shimmer shades you dream about, matte tones you think would complete the story. She's like basically like asking, what do you want to see? So I find this very interesting. Doing a palette takes a long time. I started doing the color story for this palette about a year ago. So definitely expect this to be maybe a bit of a longer process because it does take some time, but at least the packaging is done. And that's honestly usually the part that takes the longest for me. So maybe will take less actually, but I think it's very, very fascinating. And I definitely say, check out their Instagram and be part of the creation. Okay, we've also seen a sneak peek from Clionadh Cosmetics. And this seems to be an all shimmer 6-pan palette, just like the, what was it? Hidden Treasures? I feel like it was Hidden Treasures. And it says, we have been quietly working on new products for you behind the scenes. Here's a sneak peek of 2 separate launches. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of 2 separate launches. And I'm thinking maybe you see there are 2 packages, like empty cartons here that seems to be nail polish. Then there's the palette, and then there's a different packaging here as well. So I wonder, is this 2 different things, or is the nail polishes being released separately? I have no idea. It seems really, really fun. You can use my code Agnieszka with Clionadh when you're shopping with them, and that code actually works on sale as well when they're having a sale over at their place. This is a brand that I have never tried, and I wanted to mention this because I know there are so many people out there that would love something like this. Not me. Don't look at me. This isn't for me, but I am intrigued enough that one day I want to try Glisten Cosmetics. And this one is called Bliss 2.0. Apparently they did like a sneak peek video or something a while ago when they were releasing the original Bliss, and it was like black and white, and then people were like disappointed that it actually wasn't a gray palette, so they decided to do Bliss 2.0 with just gray shades. Again, I know that there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, this is perfect. I mean, not me. I don't want that, but I totally understand who it is for. And Glisten Cosmetics is one of those brands that I don't think I've ever tried them. And I kind of feel like maybe I should because I am intrigued, and their Instagram, like, it's so lit. It's such a beautiful feed, and I'm like, kind of want to be part of the party. Ooh, another indie brand that's also launched something new is Glam Shop. Glam Shop is a Polish indie brand, and I told you, and you told me that you wanted me to keep more of an eye on them. And this is the new collection that is called Kalejdoskop, and it's a bigger collection. It has other pieces as well, but I want to talk first and firmly about the palette, because honestly, I think the palette is beautiful. It is like almost like muted, almost like jewel tones, but with a little bit of a pastel white like tone to them. They look really beautiful. And then there's iridescent topper shades. I think this looks really, really beautiful, and I'm actually kind of excited. So there's a palette, but also in this collection, there are mousse blushes, lip pencils, milky lip oils, and apparently a foam base. It's like a primer for the skin. So I don't know what to say. I honestly think Glam Shop is an indie brand that bigger parts of the community, quite honestly, is just sleeping on. But I also think it's probably because they are not trying to reach out to people outside of maybe the Polish beauties community, which is huge, by the way. If you didn't know, that's a huge community. But I am kind of intrigued by this one. I think it looks really beautiful. Okay, let's talk about a couple of mainstream releases. And then, like I said, I really, really, really want to talk about Marc Jacobs again, because I have more thoughts. I have more thoughts, and it might be, like I said, unpopular. Sue me. One collection that I'm actually really excited about is the collaboration between Marilyn Monroe and Lisa Eldridge. I think this looks beautiful. I actually wanted to go in and purchase some of the things, but you could only purchase if you are like the top tier VIP. I've spent this, you know, like a Rouge first access exclusive to Sephora, and I have not spent that much money with the brand to be able to access that first access. But I do want to get the Rouge Experience lipsticks, which is, they're expensive, but they're a very beautiful formula. I gotta be honest. And they have it in Norma Jean, which is an orangey red, and then they have it in Amagansett. Am I saying that correctly? I don't feel like I'm saying that correctly. Which is more of an almost like a pinky bright red. And I want to get those two so bad. I think all the other products look beautiful too, but those are the two where I'm like, I want to wear more sheer but bright colors on an everyday basis. And I really feel like those will be good for me. Another brand that has finally released and officially announced is the Tan palette by Natasha and Denona. I'm pretty sure that this one is available on their website. You can use code Jessica and you will get some money off if you're ordering from the Natasha and Denona website. And I feel like this palette has gotten, it's divided the beauty community into two. Half of them, they're like, perfect. This seems like the perfect neutral palette. None of the other ones were perfect for me. This is the one. It's also a little bit deeper. So I've seen a lot of creators and commentators with a darker skin tone saying, finally a palette where I feel like I can use most of the shades, which is absolutely amazing. Personally, I think it's good to release something like tan, bronze, goldy for summer, because honestly, that is what a lot of people want to wear. The only thing that I am like, I've seen it swatched, and I think some of the shimmer shades just look too similar. That's just my personal opinion. I think one or two of the shimmer shades should have been a little bit more different. Other than that, it goes from light to dark. It has a bunch of mattes. I just think that some of the shimmer shades in the swatches that I've seen, maybe it's totally different when you see it in real life, seem a little similar, but it's available now. Another thing that is available now is a bunch of new things from e.l.f. And the first one is the Set It Bright Powder Quads, loose powder in different, it's like basically 4 different colors in one. They are definitely trying to come for Givenchy and do the kind of thing that they do. I don't know. I don't know why I would want this. And I don't mean that like, oh, I don't want this from e.l.f. I don't know why I would want this from any brand. Maybe I'm missing something, but I just don't need this. And also I'm like, how am I just gonna get something out from one of them if I just want one of the colors? For me, this seems like a hassle. And again, I am the person who would gladly add a second, a third, a fourth step to my routine just because it's fun. And even I am like, I don't know if I need 4 colors. Like maybe I'm missing something. Something I'm very, very excited about is actually the collaboration between Amika and Ellis Brooklyn. 2 brands that I love. I love Amika, I love Ellis Brooklyn, and they are doing a Guava Granita Perk Up dry shampoo. And I love Guava Granita and I love the dry shampoo from Amika. I don't know if this is launching in Europe. If it is, Ellis Brooklyn, by the way, has launched with all the new body sprays at Niche Beauty. I think it's a German site. I ordered all the body sprays. Listen, I had no chill. I was left unattended with my debit card and I bought all the body sprays. If I see this one, I will buy it. Again, I love the dry shampoo. I love the scent. Sign me up. Oh, I had some more things from e.l.f. Beauty. So e.l.f. is also releasing the Soft Glam Cream Bronzer Sticks. I don't need another one of these. I just have been trying a couple of bronzers, and I also picked this one up at Sephora in store, which is the new Fenty bronzer. Definitely want to try that. I don't want to try the e.l.f. bronzer, and they also released this, I don't know if it's the same formula, but cream blush stick as well. These are available now. I will link all the things down below. These are not what I want right now. Again, not because I'm not interested in this type of product, but because I've tried a bunch of these kind of products as of late that I really enjoy, so I really don't need to add more. They are also releasing, where did I see it? These are like the felt tip lip liners that every brand has been releasing, some of them doing it better than others. I know that it was my very unpopular opinion when I said I put the Huda ones as one of the worst products of last year. I did not enjoy it at all. Now e.l.f. is releasing one, and this is a life-proof lip stain marker, delivers high pigment, blah, 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 blah. I just don't love usually a harsh lip line like this, but I do love putting a lip stain in the middle of my lips as like a popsicle lip, as like a reversed ombre. And I already have things to do that with, so I definitely don't need more, but they're only $5 each though. So if you wanted to try this trend, maybe try the e.l.f. one, because if you hate it, you only spend $5 at least. Another mainstream release is from Rare Beauty, and they have released their flexible lifting brow gel in different colors. I will say, every time that a brand adds pigment to their hard set, you know, glue brow gels, it loses some of the hold. I have not received any PR from Rare Beauty since I moved here. I did change my address with them. If I get this in PR, I'll try it out and see, but I don't think that this is one of those things that I will pick up myself, simply because I am yet to encounter, maybe this will be the first one, but I'm yet to encounter a brow gel with color that has extreme hold. If you know of one, I'm talking like storm, hurricane, leave me out in a twister and my brows are left untouched. That's the kind of hold I'm looking for. I'm looking for like apocalypse worthy hold. Not something that's, I see flexible hold and I'm like, I don't want that. I want like the end of the world is near and my brows will still look perfect. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And I don't think that this will be that. Maybe I'm being pessimistic. I'm just, I just don't see that in the cards. Urban Decay has re-released Gash. I am trying to be excited about this. Gash was an iconic shade from Urban Decay back when red eyeshadow wasn't either popular or common. Now you can find red eyeshadow everywhere, but back then finding red eyeshadow really wasn't that easy. And this was back when Urban Decay was like, you know, hip in with the kids, when this was more like a punky, alternative, gothic. Here you can find the makeup that you can't find anywhere else, you know, before the naked era. If you know, you know. And I find it interesting that they're bringing it back, and I hope that this is not just like a cash grab, you know, trying to harp on people's nostalgia. I hope that this is more a sign of them accepting that this is actually the version of Urban Decay that people want to see. The grungier, the bolder, the more like alternative out there brand. So I don't know what this means, but again, a red eyeshadow in 2026 is just not as exciting as a red eyeshadow back when this came out, which was, I don't even know when. How long ago is Gash? It might be early 2000s. I mean, it's an old shade. Okay, this is not a brand that I talk about a lot, but I saw this picture and I was like, wait, I want it. I really want it. It looks so delicious. I can't believe I have not. I mean, I remember the primer from Stila back in the day, but this is Kopari's new body lotions for summer. And I can't believe nobody has done this, or at least I haven't seen it with like a mainstream brand, this kind of swirly effect in a see-through for like body lotion. Because again, I remember the primer that Stila had back in the day. So these are the summer 2026 Cloud Swirl body lotions by Kopari. And apparently these are new and available now. I will try and find them and leave them down below if I can. Maybe they're only in stores so far. Coconut Cream, Vanilla Breeze, Peach Sky, and Watermelon Sugar. I would love the Watermelon Sugar one. I would love the watermelon sugar one. I really, really would. I don't think I'll be able to get a hold of this. I don't even know if Kapari is sold here, but that looks so delicious, and it might even convince me, to do like my body lotion a little bit more often. There might be more things to talk about, but you know what? I think I am good for now. And let's quickly end with talking about the Marc Jacobs Beauty that is available at Sephora US right now. I don't know if this is coming to Europe. Marc Jacobs is actually one of the few, I say popular, don't come for me, one of the few popular runway brands that are American. I mean, there are like Calvin Klein, there's a couple of more, but like I feel like Marc Jacobs and Calvin Klein are probably two of the more popular American ones. So I'm not surprised that they launched in the US first, and they're now no longer under the LVMH umbrella. And I think LVMH actually sold the brand as well, like the clothing brand, and they are now under Coty instead. So Coty did used to have the Gucci and the Kim KW, and I think they lost the licensing for Gucci Beauty, and Kim K bought back her brand. They still have Kylie Cosmetics, I think, but there's been talks in the corridors that she's buying back her brand as well. Needless to say, Coty needs a cash cow. They need something to make them a lot of money, and I think that they really are hoping that this will be it. And I am surprised at the amount of people who said, this is not Marc Jacobs. This is not Marc Jacobs, because this looks nothing like the old beauty brand. And again, maybe unpopular opinion, but the old Marc Jacobs Beauty looked nothing like Marc Jacobs. And I was so surprised that that minimalistic, boring packaging brand was associated with such a funky, crazy design out of the box brand as Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs, the designer, the person, the brand has always been kooky out of the box. They've always been this. They have not been this, the old brand. That was never Marc Jacobs. And I'm surprised that not more people are saying, well, at least this aligns more with the brand. Because this old minimalistic thing that they had going on, that was very Calvin Klein. That was not Marc Jacobs. And you might say, well, maybe that is what Marc Jacobs was. Because Marc Jacobs, the old beauty line, launched in 2013. And you're probably like, well, maybe that's how it was then. Maybe that's what Marc Jacobs had down the runway. No, it wasn't. This was Marc Jacobs down the runway in 2013. There's never been really, maybe a few exceptions, anything really minimalistic about the brand Marc Jacobs. And the things that they have shown for 2026 is this. And I hope maybe with this now in the back of your head, you will understand why the beauty line makes so much more sense now. It fits in with the fashion. It fits in with all those really kooky perfume bottles that definitely feel very Marc Jacobs. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, I know so much more than anyone else. I was just surprised that not more people were bringing up that this much better aligns with the brand Marc Jacobs than the former line. The minimalistic black and silver and white was just honestly never Marc Jacobs as a brand. And I think this looks much more like Marc Jacobs, the person, the brand, the design. So I'm excited to see where this is coming. I really hope it's high quality products. I know Coty can make high quality products. I mean, some of the things I've tried from Kylie Cosmetics has been really good quality. A lot of the things that they produced for Gucci before they lost the license was really good quality. So I'm hoping that this is that too. And also one of the things that I really enjoyed about this relaunch is that they further cement themselves as a mid-priced luxury brand. Marc Jacobs, the runway designer fashion house, has never been Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel prices. They have never been that expensive. Instead of buying a bag for $2,000, you might buy a bag for $500, $600. Still expensive, but not, not those kind of prices. And the makeup brand very much feels like that too. In the grand scheme of Sephora, they're very much a mid-range brand at Sephora, which I think fits in perfectly, again, to fit in with the brand, both price-wise, design-wise, and I am excited to see where this is going. I don't know if it's launching in Europe next time I travel to the US, which will probably not be for at least a year. I will definitely pick up some pieces if it didn't launch in Europe, but I am excited to see what this goes. Is this for everyone? No, but there are so many luxurious minimalistic brands right now in the high-end market. We didn't need another one, and we knew, because they changed from LVMH to Coty, we knew that there was going to be different packaging, different formulas, and different products. I told you, manage your expectations. You are not getting the Omega bronzer back. That formulation was owned by someone else. They bought the trademark to produce makeup under Marc Jacobs. So I am happy to see them do a full 360 and just do something totally different, instead of trying to recreate a buzz for a brand that launched 13 years ago. So I'm excited to see where this is going. I cannot wait to watch reviews for this brand. Let me see if I can scooch back. I cannot wait to watch reviews for Marc Jacobs Beauty. I am sure that there's going to be a bunch of people that I subscribe to that are going to be doing reviews. I am so excited to see swatches. I hope there are people that are getting the full range in PR, so I can see, like, maybe lips. I miss lip swatches. I would love to see swatches of all the lippies on the lips. I would love to see swatches of all the cream blushes, all the eyeliners. I really, really hope that's the kind of content that we get to see on YouTube, because I am excited. I love cookie makeup. I love colorful makeup. So I'm excited that there's another brand like this out there. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know if you disagree with me, which is perfectly fine. Friends do not always agree. As long as we're being respectful and not being mean, caps lock screaming in the comments, I am definitely okay with other people having a different opinion than me. Maybe you remember a different era of Marc Jacobs that I don't. I'm definitely not a fashion expert. Let me know what you think about all of these releases. And thank you so much for all the support and all the just encouraging words about the new collection that is launching today with Singe Beauty. And if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out our website down below. We worked really hard on making our website look super, super clean and cute. So please check it out down below. And I hope you're having a great day, a great weekend. And I will see you. I filmed a video on the full, like, swatching the entire Nabla new collection. You really wanted to see that. That's coming next week. My lips are unwell after, again, lip swatching 25 lipsticks back to back. My lips were on fire. That's coming next week, and I will see you then.